What is up, you clowns? Back with another episode of Story Time with the Real Kingfish. I'm joined by a wonderful man, underrated, handsome Fish. What's up, man? How's it going?
How you doing? How do you never like fumble those? No stutter, no. Is it written down or do you freestyle that?
This is my 38th time doing it, so pretty good by now.
Got it.
The
Okay,
the
good.
what
Good
is the
job.
what is up, you clowns really puts me
Yeah,
in the
it's
mood.
good. It's good. I
Gets me
like it.
going. Thanks, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. So
yeah.
welcome in. We're having now this is becoming a habit. I think
Yeah.
this two a habit. I'm not sure.
A lifestyle.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
wonderful. I've got my coffee here. I am so excited. Just so everybody understands, I have no idea what the story is going to be either. It is quite fun. It's one of the highlights of my week. And apologies to you for my tardiness today.
No problem. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this all week and I just want to confirm I this can be any like there's no football connection to this story. This particular one really doesn't involve anyone we know that's listening,
Okay,
but I think it's a pretty good story and we'll see. So like this has nothing to do with fantasy football.
that's okay.
All right,
No one
good.
needed to.
Yeah, I think we do enough fantasy football thinking and talking. So maybe we can think of this as like a mind vacation for people.
Oh, I love it. I love mind vacations.
Palate
What
cleanser.
a wonderful concept.
Yeah.
Love it.
So should we just get into it?
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit of housekeeping. There will be
Sure.
no show tomorrow. Mikey is on vacation again, so shout out to him. Just a heads up, everybody. Don't be sad unless you want a solo pod for me, which I think I should stick to diss tracks. I think I should
I
stick.
would, I think we are like charting a lot of new ground this
Mm,
year, obviously, right?
hmm.
Songs is new for us.
Yeah.
I don't sell yourself short. I could do a tight 30 minutes or so, just you kind of
Okay.
solo monologue.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get something
Give it
together.
some thought.
I like it. But yes, the table is set. The fork and knife are on the right hand side. My glass of water is filled. I'm ready to go. Let's get it started.
All right. I don't want to get anyone, I don't want anyone to be uncomfortable, but there is a like Um, Puff Daddy is going to come up a couple of times in this story. Um, he's not a key player, but if you're like, particularly sensitive, maybe check out now.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll offend too many people.
As
Um,
stories go, discomfort is good, I
yeah,
think.
I think that's
So,
right. We'll go to the edge.
mhm.
Um, are you a Saturday Night Live watcher?
you know, I think this is one of the ways that I'm a black person. I don't and never have been a fan
Yeah,
of
same.
Saturday Night Live.
I'm not sure anything has ever been so bad for so long and like
Oof.
gotten so much credibility. But I think part of the reason this story goes is because I, like you, care so little about the show.
So little. So
Yeah, so
little.
little. So, and I've had run-ins. I think if you're a New Yorker and you like are around, you're always going to have run-ins with these Saturday Night Live people. There's so many of them, and I've had a few over the years. I used to hang out at Professor Tom's. I'm sure we were there together, and that
Hmm.
was like I was there once on a date that very much went awry, not with my wife, prior to dating my wife. And I was there. It was daylight savings time. It was like the night of daylight savings. I was out extremely late. I was sitting in the back, and a woman sort of climbed over me, and I could smell weed. And I turned to my right, and Keenan Thompson was sitting next to me. And I said, Keenan Thompson, what are you doing here? And he said,
He said his
shit.
full name just like that.
I don't know if I said his full name. I mean, imagine it was like had to be four in the morning. And he
Yeah.
said, in my recollection, shit, N word. This is the Saturday Night Live after party. What are you doing here? So that's not the story, but those are the kinds of run-ins that I've had with these.
Ah.
Pretty good, pretty good. I've been there so long that the Saturday Night Live after party had started, and I was, I guess, so unaware of my surroundings that I hadn't noticed.
Great.
But I stopped having to pay for the drink, so that was cool. So
Great.
that's one time. There have been other times. This particular time. And this is going to get a little meta because I'm going to tell a story that involves me telling a story. So like,
I'm
watch
with
out.
you. I got
Um,
to think of that.
so I had a roommate who was eventually married to John Mulaney, the famous comedian, and
Mhm.
then in the tabloids, if you followed, they got divorced, and it was a bit of a saga. Her name is Anna Tendler, good friend of my brother's, and we didn't spend a ton of time with her because she was like spending a lot of time at John's house, which was no doubt nicer
Right.
than the apartment I lived in with my brother, my fiance, and a roommate
Right.
while I was working at a corporate law job. But whatever, that's New York. So we were having dinner, and I said, "Hey, how's John?" And she said, um, "Well, he's not great. He's really stressed out." And I said, "Oh, what's going on with John?" Now, John at that time was the head writer for Saturday Night Live. I said, well, what's going on with John? And she said, Jennifer Lopez is the host of Saturday Night Live uh, this week, and she's really difficult. She doesn't think anything is funny. The monologue is like impossible. This was like, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday. Like we're getting close to Saturday.
Mm.
So I said to her, I have a story for you that about Jennifer Lopez. I don't know if this would be helpful to John, but let me tell you the story. So I did what I always do, what I'm doing right now is I told a
Yeah.
story.
Right.
I heard this story from a person who I'm not going to name, but is a notorious embellisher. So just keep in mind that I'm telling someone else's story to someone else, and the person who told me the story is as bad as I am in terms of exaggeration. But
Sean.
yeah, so we're deep here, right? So we when I was a paralegal at the Manhattan DA's office, there was a prosecutor who prosecuted a lot of really big cases. He sort of had a reputation for like seeking out those cases. And he prosecuted you. I'm sure everybody listening to this will remember the incident where, and our fellow our Jewish brother Shine was railroaded and charged with gun possession for something that maybe Diddy did, and Jennifer Lopez was involved. Right? They were at a nightclub,
Right.
and there was a shooting and a riot, and all of these things happened. So,
Mhm.
right, that was like, I
Yeah.
don't know, could have been 98, 99. It was a big story. Puff Daddy at
Big,
the
big,
time.
big, big
Big
story.
story. So this prosecutor told me that the day after, maybe even the night of that shooting, he had Jennifer Lopez in his office, and that Jennifer Lopez arrived with like a dozen people. Okay. She was instructed to arrive with her lawyer. So he walks into his office and she's sitting there, and there's a dozen people in the office. And he can tell immediately which of these people is her lawyer, who's really the only person that's supposed to be there, right? He's like an
Right.
old Jewish man. But he decides, to take a sort of different approach. And he says, so first he says, okay, Miss Lopez, like we really can only have your lawyer in here. We need everyone else to leave. And nobody leaves.
Mm.
Uh, and so he starts going one by one. He's like, all right, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? And what he tells me is that he's eliminating people one by one, and he gets down to the last. Like now, there's three of them, like a man in a gray flannel suit, Jennifer Lopez. And you remember what Jennifer Lopez, like how she dressed in this era,
Mhm.
like with the tank tops and the bandanas and all. You can imagine that, right? This is a very different Jennifer Lopez than
She
exists
was
now.
in full, like, I'm performing garb. This is what,
I don't know. In my mind, doesn't she have to be for this
yeah,
part?
right. I guess.
Let's go with it. Let's go with it, right?
Sure, sure.
Yes, right. She's got her full garb on.
Okay.
She's wearing that dress with her butt, the green dress from
Oh,
Miami.
the dream dress
Like
with the
let's
nipples and
really set the
everything.
stage. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And
Fair
now
enough.
there's three of them, and this prosecutor says, who are you? Why are you still here? And this man says to the prosecutor, according to him, it's my job to make sure the star gets enough orange juice. That's the line. So um, I tell Anna this story, and Anna says, "All right, I'm going to tell John the story," and that's Thursday. I don't think
Mhm.
anything else. I care so little about Saturday Night Live. I don't even watch. I have no regard for
Boring.
this show. This is after I've met Keenan Thompson, of course. I wish it had been before.
Of course.
I don't know when I eventually saw this episode of Saturday Night Live. I encourage you and anybody else listening to Google it. It is on YouTube. Um, it's not funny, but it is the monologue. Kenan Thompson gets up in the crowd. She gives a monologue. He stands up and he confronts her that he was told that she told him that he'd have a future working for her. I think literally providing juice and making sure she has what she needs, that he dropped out of Fordham, and what's she going to do for him now? And like, where is his life going to be? So I tell people, like, I wrote a Saturday Night Live monologue.
You did.
I did. It was bad, just as bad as it always is.
What was she wearing during the monologue?
No recollection. Like, honestly, I can't even get through it. It's unwatchable. So this is a hard story to tell because nobody will let me talk this long uninterrupted, like under any circumstances. And as I tell it, I'm concerned it's not funny enough. But I don't
Uh,
want stories, Charlie, to just be like about
no.
violence and
Right.
right, like
That's
this,
a,
like we all like dumb things that happened when we're kids, you know?
this is, I think this is, you had an impact on popular culture. So
I
I think
did.
this is an absolutely worthy story, 100%.
I
And
I
yeah,
what's important to me is that this story is verifiable
okay.
because I think a lot of what happened last week, like I listened to what Mikey, like I have no recollection of being, this actually kind of cut me a little bit. Like a rumor about someone selling me oregano that I thought was marijuana is like very,
Oh, yeah,
is
that was a
triggering
deep
me.
cut. That was
That
a
was a
deep
deep
cut.
cut. And I felt like I wanted to tell a story that you can go on YouTube and verify.
Here we go. So
Yeah.
this is it.
But I don't remember I don't remember. I feel like someone else bought the oregano. I've always known what weed is.
Yeah, that was preposterous. I felt for you actually as he was saying all of that. I wondered what was going to happen.
But then my feelings make me think it might be true.
I mean, there was a time where we were all naive, but oregano? I don't know, man.
Exactly.
I'm not sure.
Exactly. So I felt like this needs to be something that you can YouTube this. I'm sure it has like a million views. I mean, Saturday Night Live is just it's not funny.
Why?
Regard it as
Why?
so important.
Why do people watch it? Why?
I don't
I
think
mean,
people
like, is it like late night? It's like late night TV, right? It's just like a talk show, but with a bunch of people. It's like Jimmy Kimmel, but there's like 13 Jimmy Kimmels, right? Is that the because I've never quite understood. Like I think what I was really into when I was a kid was maybe the musical performance, right? Like maybe there was somebody cool. But it's like
yeah,
one big commercial. I mean,
I
essentially.
I feel like I jumped from like not being allowed to watch it because it was on too late to being out while it was on, and there was never a middle.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like it
yeah.
is like like when I was 11, I probably would have like killed someone for me to watch it, but I couldn't. And then I don't know what was happening, and then all of a sudden I was like out doing stuff.
Just, not sitting around. Your story really, whenever I think about a prosecutor, I have this little story. And also, I think we referred to being black earlier. So this really these ties these two things together. I don't know if you all know this, but Ben also used to uh work for the city, right? What was his job? What did he do?
Yeah, he worked. He
He was
knows.
an
He will know
ADA,
the name of
right?
the person. He knows the person I'm talking about. I
Mm.
think I have a recollection like this guy hurt Ben in a boxing match, or something
Oh.
similar.
This
Ben's a lot
story,
younger than me.
yes.
Do
Oh
you
my
remember this?
God. I
Same
remember the
guy.
boxing match.
Yeah, I
Oh
wasn't
my
there,
God.
but this guy, I'm pretty sure this guy hurt someone, and maybe it was Ben. Here we are talking about violence again.
I don't think we would have been there if Ben was fighting somebody.
No,
We would
I
have
think
been
he
there.
like hurt Ben in practice,
Oh,
or he hurt
very
someone.
possible.
Now Ben is being libeled.
But so my story about Ben is, and it involves my father. My dad for a time got really into being a juror. He loved it. He loved he would volunteer to go to go down and be in a
Can you do
jury.
that?
There's some form of it where you can like raise your hand essentially, and he dug to like $40 a day or whatever it was. Old guy not working
Yeah.
anymore. So apparently, the story goes that he was in an elevator opens up, and Ben walks in. And my dad's like, "Oh, holy shit! Like, what are you doing here, man?" And he doesn't. I'm sure he didn't remember his name. He doesn't remember anybody's name. I'm surprised when he remembers my name. And he goes, "What are you doing here, man?" And Ben's like, "Oh, I'm the assistant district attorney, whatever." And my dad literally takes both of his hands and he makes a cross sign and he backs up into the corner of the elevator like Ben is a vampire based on his relation to the law. And I
I
think,
feel like there are people in I guess I guess your dad I have a lot of questions. Your dad is volunteering to be on juries, but is like fundamentally opposed to the law.
yep, yep. Well, welcome to the contradiction that is
Yeah.
my father. Just a
Yeah.
walking contradiction.
Well, my
Yeah,
dad was a prosecutor for much of his life.
sure.
And it's a challenge to grow up with a prosecutor dad, I would say. With a lot
I
of
can't even imagine.
questions. Oh, we talked about this. We talked about
Yeah.
my dad last week, and maybe all dads do this, I don't know, but he definitely would do a thing where like he would ask questions and ask questions and ask questions like to elicit a confession. Like,
Well, this
I don't,
was
yeah,
the line of questioning that he presented you as
exactly.
like right to the point. He's like, "Who is Matt Lazarus?" And
Exactly.
like
Right.
this
He
was
he
fantastic.
proceeded through the steps. I mean, I definitely remember there being questions about my like my mental state when I was doing things, and I could sort of like, like, "Hey, Mr. Fishner, like when you entered the party where you
Right.
drank so much, like when you entered the party, was it your intention to get so drunk that you threw up on the floor of your bedroom? Or were you simply reckless?"
Right.
Questions like that, right? And
Right.
very difficult.
It's where you have to choose one path, right? And then they're like
Exactly.
leading you down this path. Yeah, that sounds really scary. My dad, I mean, equally as challenging, having a wishy-washy contradiction of a father is also challenging as well.
How were you punished? Like, what was your parents' mode of discipline?
This is a very good question. I'm not sure I really got any, I'm sure it was related to like maybe video games.
Yeah, screen time,
you
pretty much.
know but
Yeah.
like I feel like they probably didn't enforce it because neither one of them wanted to like have to play with me, I don't think
Well,
so,
you see that.
like.
I mean, we have this problem. I'm sure you have this problem too
Sure.
with like, well, if it only like, especially when my kids were younger, like TV time or whatever was like my only chance to relax, and it was very hard to.
Yeah.
My wife likes to say things like, "If you don't stop right now, like you'll never watch television again," which feels a little
Right.
hard to enforce.
And also I'm screaming on the inside when my wife says it's like, no, no, this weekend. I'm like, really? Are we
Yeah.
doing that? Are we
Isn't it
doing adult
amazing
this?
how easy it is to see like the mistakes other people are making when they've lost their tempers and how impossible it is to
Oh man,
like it's
it's,
incredible.
it's a wonderful perspective to have. Like my
Oh,
wife likes literally we have this old school Nintendo
sure.
where, it's like this thing that I bought on Amazon when you could still do that. And it's like
Yeah.
this little USB thing. And she, you can very easily unplug it and take it away. And she just like, takes it and it's gone. And I'm like, oh no, dude. And I play it sometimes. It's unfair, you know?
I've I've long had a fantasy when we were moving, I was planning to do this of ripping the television off the wall and like throwing it at like literally throwing it out while they watch. Like
Ah, just
too
throw
much.
it like no, that actually really reminds me of my mother. That was so punishing was throwing the thing away.
Mm.
Like she tells this story that she no longer wanted me to use the stroller. Like the
Yes.
stroller was out.
Yes.
And what she did at our 89th Street and West End apartment was take me by the hand, take the stroller, walk me down to the garbage, throw the stroller in the garbage in front of me to let me understand that there was no longer going to be any stroller.
I feel like she could have
Uh,
just disappeared it. She had to make you watch, like she had to murder it while you
this
watched.
was, I'm telling you, this is my childhood in a nutshell.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
This isn't this. I mean, we could also like pivot this to
Yeah.
therapy, but
I remember once, I don't remember what I did. I got grounded a lot.
hmm,
I got grounded a lot.
it's
Um,
surprising. Surprises
yeah,
me
yeah, a lot. I
because
mean,
the way you described yourself last time, you were a criminal mastermind. So,
I probably got grounded after that. I could remember I did something once where like it was a school break and the punishment was I had to be home at like like when it was dark
mm,
and because I couldn't be in the house the whole time and I
right.
remember once like smoking so much weed like right before I had to go home and like also coming home like with a hero sandwich. And I could remember eating the sandwich like at my dining room table and looking up, and I realized like that I had eaten the sandwich and I was like chewing on my fingers and almost, you know what I'm saying? Like the sandwich was gone, and I looked up and my mom was standing there, and I remember her just sighing and walking away from me.
Oh man, because
Yeah.
like, the parents know when you're high as fuck. Like, there's no way they don't, right? Because I can imagine my child now walking into my house high, like I would know immediately.
The only thing I think that is important is I think your sense of smell just becomes nothing. That's the
Mm,
only explanation I can think. We were smoking weed, like smoking it and
yeah.
cigarettes and walking into like these little apartments.
Oh God.
We were dead to rights. There's no way they didn't
There's
know.
no way.
There's
There's
no way.
no way that they do not know that you are smoking everything that's not
I
nailed
know.
down.
We're all out here being like, oh, when I'm a parent, I'm gonna be so cool and I'm gonna let my kids as long as whatever. And like we didn't realize now that like our parents were doing that.
Exactly. Shout out to them.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out to
to
both of
Heroes
them.
too. Shout out to Heroes. I love the reference to the hero sandwich. Nobody calls them heroes out here, and I
What do
miss
they
them.
call them?
I don't know.
Can you even
Subs,
get them?
maybe? I think they're subs. Something stupid like that. I don't know.
What do people in Los Angeles like? Where do you live?
I, I live in Burbank, California, which is, if you want to imagine it, a suburb
Okay.
of Los Angeles, because Burbank is its own city, technically.
Okay. I want to
Um,
ask a question. Like, what do
sure.
people in Los Angeles eat?
You'll find that it's a lot of, the stand up and order and sit down with your number
Like,
type of
yes, fast
places.
casual type. Yeah.
Yes, fast casual, and it's like,
Bowls.
yeah, right. Like it'll be like a salad. There's a lot of like acai bowl places. There's a lot of
But like,
like,
what will a 12-year-old eat? Like when they have like a little money and they're like walking around after school. Like what does a seventh grader eat in California?
yeah, like, and it's not pizza. That's for sure. There's not enough pizza places. There are some, but I would imagine, they're still getting this really lame ass cheese pizza, which is what they call it, by the way. That's another thing
What?
that's obnoxious. They don't call it plain. They call it cheese.
This
Like,
is why I don't fuck
of
with this is
course
why
the
I don't
pizza,
this is why I
like
don't fuck
it's,
with California.
yeah, rightfully so, man. The thing is, what do kids eat? Well, maybe they're not really eating. That's the thing. Everybody's skinny out here. Nobody really eats. Nobody's,
Yeah.
but like I said, it's your standard like suburban bullshit where I'm at. It's like McDonald's or some horrible horrible shit like that. There's
Yeah.
no there's no real like mom and pop like go to the back to the deli and get like a chopped cheese or whatever.
How
There
does
isn't there.
chopped cheese is a fake food?
Fake. It's fake, right? Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm not.
chopped cheese is a very hot take of mine. Did chopped cheese come out that was like I feel like chopped
I
cheese
thought I was the only one.
it came out dude, did you ever hear of a chopped cheese before?
No.
No. I
And
don't
we're
know
as
if
New
it
York
was
as it gets, homie. This is it.
it's fucking bullshit. Sorry, excuse me, the
No, no,
language.
I'm
But
with you. I'm
is
with you
it
on
this
that.
is I could do 2 hours on this. A chopped cheese is something I swear it's like I mean maybe it got invented in 2012, but that seems unlikely.
Unlikely.
I've been in bodegas and delis in all types of places. I never saw anyone eat a chopped cheese. I never saw any of that. And then all of a
All of a
sudden,
sudden,
I feel like it's a joke. I feel like Jesus and Mero made it up and it just like to
it's
make
very
fun of
possible.
white people and it fucking worked.
I think it's what a hilarious thing. Jesus. So the only thing redeeming about Jesus and Miro or about LA is that Jesus is at a bar out here for all Knicks games. They do like a there's like this big gathering of LA Knicks fans at this bar, and I have
Listen,
yet to go.
there are people in this world that will tell you that they love one half of a duo, but what you don't realize about the duo is the half you like is only the that person because of the other one.
Yeah. Shout
And
out to
those
that.
two guys, you and Mikey, like obviously I prefer Mikey, but
Right. That's obvious.
he is not like if it was him, like he's not him without you.
This is
And
great. It's good to know.
Jesus and Mero are a perfect example, like Tom and Jerry,
Right. Right.
like they're
Like you don't
never.
realize that the entity is the two of you together. You think you're two separate entities coming together, but it's not true. Actually, the
Did you
thing
ever
that
notice
everybody
that without
likes.
Five Dog, Q-Tip is like just no fucking fun at all,
I mean, this makes total sense. Yeah,
right? And
where's
Jesus and
Havoc been?
Mero are just so obvious.
Shout out to Mob Deep. I've been going back in the we could I mean, I feel like now that we're talking through this, we could do a little old school hip hop
Oh, I just
podcast. We could do a Knicks podcast. We could talk about anything
We
you
can let
want.
this fly. The Knicks have a preseason game this week or next
Yeah,
week.
I can't wait, bro.
Yeah.
I'm super. It's on my calendar. I did the thing where I found on the internet like a subscription to a calendar that does all the Knicks games for you. So it's just like literally in my calendar.
That's
I
I
touched it.
see. That's the internet has that for
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
gotta use it. Gotta use
I
it.
have to go. I hope this
It makes me
has been
sad.
I
Uh,
hope this has been fun. I feel like it wasn't as funny as last week, but we'll keep
well,
iterating.
I think it was perfectly funny, and I enjoy where we went, and I'm excited to see where this goes. The real Kingfish, always a pleasure,
Charlie, thank you. Talk to you soon, buddy.
and we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. So long.
Peace.